Mr. Quad's Kevin Nash addresses the recasting and the controversy surrounding the Russian in Deadpool and Wolverine and how he did not play that character. But also, if we look at that character, we can kind of understand through the process of elimination that that's not supposed to be his version of the Russian. So of course in Deadpool and Wolverine, even though he is not named, we know for a fact that the Russian appears in that film. And of course, we've had a version of the Russian on film who was played by the legendary wrestler Kevin Nash, aka Super Shredder, and while he did not return as that character in Deadpool and Wolverine. So Kevin Nash did make a comment about this. Now I will note, I'm super excited as I get to meet Kevin Nash in about a month from now. So it's going to be one of those things where it's finally happening, and I've always been a fan of him in wrestling ever since I can remember watching it. So I'm excited, and I'm actually going to have him sign something Punisher related as well, since he was in the Thomas Jane version of Punisher as the Russian. And if you guys didn't know this, a little funny side story, in the film, when Punisher stabs him in the chest with a knife, they actually screwed up, and the prop knife was not so much a prop, and Kevin Nash finished the scene being stabbed. So, yeah, truly a crazy, crazy man, and honestly, Kevin Nash is, somebody that's been very vocal about so much in his life, in his past, and what's going on, that it's good to hear him talk about this film. And he said, look, that character looked nothing like the character I played. It doesn't even look like the Russian. And I will agree, definitely not his version of the Russian at all. And he said he wasn't trolling. It's not like he was begging for a movie part. He was just pointing out, if that's the Russian, it's not my version of the Russian, so that's it. And he says that he's kind of gone past that. He's 65 years old. He doesn't have time to go sit there for 12 hours, get ready, do his scene, and then go do the rest of what he does, which is what he did back in the day, So he's moved past that, and he doesn't really have a whole lot negative to say about this. Some people were trying to spin it as that, but if you listen to what he said on his show and what he's been saying, he's not pissed. And let's be real, his version of the Russian and this version are definitely not the same. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to say the version on the right is clearly meant to be Ray Stevenson's version of Russian that we never saw in a sequel to Punisher Warzone. And the only clue we have for this is obviously that the Resistance uses a rocket launcher, and they mention it's the Punishers, but the only Punisher that uses a rocket launcher is Ray Stevenson, who, if you watched Warzone, I mean, what a phenomenal scene. He literally blows up a dude with it just because he's the Punisher. Like, I love that film. I've talked about it to nauseum. I think it's great. It's my favorite Punisher film. Stevenson is my favorite version of the character. A lot of this is nostalgia as well, but I think we can see a version of this film where Stevenson would have been in it, but unfortunately he ended up passing away, so the Russian stayed, and honestly, it's fine, Kevin Nash played a good version. This version is just a quick little side gag type of thing. If you know, you know, and that's really all there is to say.